Hi everyone, my name is Anka Booth and I am a new teacher at Arborview High School. I come from Cimarron Memorial High School and I'll be teaching Algebra 2 and Personal Finance at Arborview High School. And today I wanted to create a short tutorial for people who prefer to work on their iPads from home. If you're like me, I do a lot of my stuff on my iPad. And I have an Apple Pencil, older generation Apple Pencil that works just fine. And I just find it more intuitive and just a little bit easier for me to work on this setup than a regular desktop or a laptop. So if you're interested, keep watching. This video is specifically about Bitmoji and how to create a classroom Bitmoji. And this is different than what you've been seeing. Most people create their Bitmoji classrooms with Google Slides, or there are several other websites where you can create Bitmoji classroom. The way I do it though is by using my iPad and a couple of apps. So if you should see my screen right now, the screen on my iPad. So if you look at the bottom of my screen, you'll see a lot of apps here, and then towards the bottom there's an app that looks like it's green and there's a smiley face on it and it says Bitmoji underneath. So this is a free app you can download from your Apple Store, and when I open it, this is how it looks. I already have created my avatar. It's very straightforward, very easy to create. So if you go here at the bottom where it says avatar, you can select different hairstyles, you can select different eye shapes. So it's very intuitive, and you can create your avatar. Once you've created it, you can go here. So if you look at the bottom, it says stickers on the bottom left. So if you click on stickers, there's a bunch of pre-made stickers that the app already automatically does for you whenever you're done with creating your avatar. So I'm just scrolling down and you can see there's a lot of them. And here on the upper part, you can actually search for stickers. So let's see, I want a sitting one. So this is the one that I've used in my classroom. Bitmoji classroom is the one with me sitting on the couch reading a book. But you get the idea. You can pick whatever Bitmoji you want. So let's say I want to create a weekend one. So I'll create a classroom Bitmoji for the weekend that I can post there. Have a good weekend. So let's say this one. So when I click on it on my iPad, when I click on the Bitmoji that I want, the one that says have a good weekend, it shows me options of what do I want to do with that Bitmoji. Well, I want to copy it, so I'm going to scroll down to where it says copy. I'm going to click on copy and then exit the Bitmoji app. So now I have the Bitmoji I want. I have it copied. And I will use another app that's called Procreate. So if you look at my screen right now and you look on the right side of the screen, second row to the right, you see an app that's almost all black and it has like a colorful little scribble in the middle. So it says Procreate. That's the app that I use to create my Bitmoji classroom. This is not a free app. It costs $10. And I'll open it right now. And as you can see, I've been using this app for just different little scribbles and artwork that I've been doing. You can basically draw. It's a drawing app. So I will open up. Here's the top left one is my Bitmoji classroom that I've created using this app, and I'll go back to gallery. So let's create a new one. I'll go to where it says plus. See at the upper right corner of the screen it says plus. When I click on that, it'll give me different options. How big do I want my Bitmoji classroom to be? I choose screen size, and there it goes. It opens up a new document, and I can manipulate this with my fingers, as you see, to create different shapes. You can leave it as a whole screen, but I like to make it a little bit smaller so I can work with it better. And that's why I said this app is a lot more intuitive and creative to me than Google Slides. I can manipulate it with my hands and with my pencil, Apple Pencil. All right, so now I'm going to go at the top of the screen, very left, see where it says Gallery. Next to Gallery, there's that little tool. All right, so remember that we have our Bitmoji already copied. Let me go back to it and remind you. So I clicked on the Bitmoji that I wanted, and then I scroll down to copy. Right, I clicked copy, it's in my clipboard copied. So now if I go back to Procreate, I'm going to again click on the tool icon at the top left. And now all the way at the bottom in my options, you see paste. So I'm going to click on that. And here's my Bitmoji, and I can manipulate it with my finger or with my Apple Pencil, make it as big or small as I want. So yeah, I think let's see if I can switch the screen around. All right, there we go. And there's a little bit of a learning curve with this app, just like with anything, but I just find it a lot more intuitive and natural feeling than the Google Slides. All right, so now if I go again at the very top where my menu is, at the very top of the page, on the right side, there's a little icon, the one before the last one, which is the circle. There's an icon that looks like two squares. So I'm going to click on those two squares, and the way Procreate works, it lets you make several layers, just like Google Slides would let you create several slides. Here they're called layers. So see, if I press that plus button, it'll just create as many layers as I want. So see, think of them as slides. So what happens is I draw or manipulate one slide, but in the end, they're all going to be, imagine like different transparent sheets of paper that get stacked at the end, and they give you one unified drawing. So that's how this works. The reason why we work in different layers is because if you make a mistake, it's easier to just work on that one layer instead of having everything just in one layer, if it makes sense. So anyway, now in layer 1, I have my Bitmoji. So if I want to add more stuff, I'll create different layers. So I'm going to click on layer 2. So now you see layer 2 is the one that's looks like it's blue. If I want, I can unclick layer 1, so only layer 2 is visible, but I don't mind seeing layer 1. But now I'm only working on layer 2. Okay, so now it's going to look like it's on the same paper, but just imagine I've put an invisible sheet of paper above what I already have now, so I'm working on that. So I want to create a classroom. So I'm going to go to Google, and I'm going to Google, let's see, classroom cartoon. And I'm going to click on images there to see the image of a classroom, see if I like any of them, maybe this one. So I'm going to click on that one and see there's different classrooms that I found. You gotta buy it, but I got a little trick, because with Procreate it makes it easier to manipulate images than Google Slides, for example. So I'm going to enlarge my screen a little bit, take a screenshot, click on that screenshot, and if you have an iPad, you know how easily you can manipulate pictures. So I'm going to do that and click done, save to photos. So now I'm going back to my app Procreate. Remember, I'm in my second layer. I'm going to click on the left hand side tool. So the top of the screen on the left, that tool again. And I need to click on add. It's already clicked on, so I need add. And I'm going to go to insert a photo. I click on insert a photo, I go to all photos, and I'm going to click the last one that I have just snapped, and it adds it to my Procreate file. And now you can see that you can manipulate the picture, you can make it bigger, smaller, you can rotate it, you can do whatever you want to it. And I'll just make it as big as I can so that it still looks good. Let's see, maybe like this, something like this. Right, to get out of this mode, I'm going to see where the blue underlined little, see where the blue arrow is at the top. I'm just going to unclick that. And now my Bitmoji disappeared. Well, it's because it's on the layer underneath. So what I can do is move the layers around. You can do that with your finger or your Apple Pencil. So all I did is now the layer of my Bitmoji is on top of the base layer of the classroom. So that's so nice about this app, that you can manipulate things easily. So I want to resize my canvas. I'll click done. All right, so what I've done, I've resized my canvas because the picture that I took didn't quite fit my full screen. So again, I click on that icon at the top, the little one on the left where it says, where it looks like a tool. I clicked on that. I clicked on canvas, crop and resize. And from here, it'll let you resize your canvas. So I can resize it according to whatever picture I found. All right, so it's looking better now. So let's see, I would like to add some writing on the blackboard or whiteboard. So I'm going to go again to my little tool. I'm going to click on add, and I'm going to click on add text. So I want the text to say Miss Booth, just Miss Booth. Edit style, I want the style to be, let's see, try different styles. All right, that one looks good. The size, I can make it smaller. All right, that looks good to me. And now, if you want to manipulate what you've just done, you can click on that arrow at the top left. So I'm going to move this with my Apple Pencil or your finger, but it's always easier with the pencil. Just manipulate it until it fits where I want it to on the board. There we go. And I want to add a plant to my classroom. So I'm going to go back to my Safari, and this time, so I'm going to Safari or whatever browser you have, and I'm going to Google and search for a plant. And I need to click on images. I want to see images of plants. And I'll show you another neat trick you can do with this app. So let's say I want something that's easy to cut, and I'll explain this in a second what cutting is. And let's see. This snake plant I think will be easy to cut. So I'm going to take a screenshot of it. And again, frame it. Frame the picture as close as I can without anything else. Click done, save to photos. Now going back to my Procreate app. Here's my Bitmoji classroom. I'm going to go into another layer, layer 3. So in layer 3, I'm going to go again to my handy little tool on the upper left corner. Click add, insert a photo, and I'm going to insert the photo that I just took. So now what I want to do is cut around the snake plant so I don't have any of that annoying background that came with the photo, and I have only the plant. So what you do is, again, on that menu on the left, at the top left, you're going to see a little S there. So click on that little S. So now I want to click at the bottom, remove. And with your Apple Pencil, just start drawing around your plant what you want to keep. So this is, I want to keep just the plant and remove everything else. So I'm just drawing as nicely as I can. I could do a better job right now, to be honest, but just to show you how this works. That's why I wanted a plant that would be easy to draw around. Okay. So now I'm going to click at the top right where you have in the middle, it's like an eraser symbol. And that eraser will let me erase everything on that layer that is not the plant. And you might wonder, why is it not erasing anything else like the Bitmoji or the board? Because we work in a separate layer. So remember, all I have in layer 3 is my plant. So see, if I disable the other layers, that's all I have in layer 3. So if I click again on that S at the top left, then I have my plant. It's not perfect yet. I can enlarge it and see the little imperfections. I can make the eraser a little bit smaller and just clean it up a little bit here in the middle. Between those leaves, there's a portion that wasn't cleaned up. And you can clean it as good as you want. I think this is good enough for me. And now, it's a little bit here. And now I want to resize this plant. It's way too big. It's not in the right place. So I'm going to click at the top left, that little arrow that selects whatever I just added. And I can manipulate it and put it wherever I would like. Let's see, I could leave it here, smaller. Could put it here on the left. Where should I put it? Well, let's put it here by my desk. Okay, click that arrow at the top again. All right, so what else can I do? You can add pretty much anything you want. You can create as many layers as you want, but let's leave it at this so I don't have to make this video any longer, but you get the idea of it. If any of you are interested in this app and the setup I have, like I said, I find it a lot more intuitive and creative than working with Google Slides. because to me it feels like manipulating real paper. I'm manipulating all this with my fingers and my Apple Pencil, and I find it easier and faster to do. Plus, you can save all these layers that you've made and recycle them into other things you want to make. So if I want to make another classroom, I can save this plant and reuse it, okay, because it's already cut and cleaned up. And the other advantage, as I've said, you can get any picture from the internet. You're not limited to just those pictures that have the correct background, because it's easy to delete the background. And also you're not limited to pictures that you can download, because as we know, a lot of pictures online you have to pay for. But if I can take a screenshot of it and manipulate it, then pretty much the world's my oyster. I can take any picture that's online. All right, so this is it now. How do I save it? If I go to the top left again, that little handy tool, I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to click on share. You see the third icon here under actions, it says share. Click on share. I want to always share it as a JPEG. See, there's different formats you can share it in, as a Procreate format, PSD, PDF, JPEG, PNG, and so far and so forth. I'm just going to click JPEG. And now it's going to ask me where do I want to import or export it to, and I'll just click Save Image. And this has saved it in my iPad's Photos app. So if I go to Photos, here it is saved as an image. So I can put this on a website, I can share it with people. And so there it is. And this is another classroom Bitmoji I made in a similar fashion. And by the way, that Bitmoji app that you've downloaded, this one, that Bitmoji app automatically connects to your iPads or iPhones messages. So I'll show you. When you go into messages and you click on somebody you want to message, here at the bottom, see how we have all those little icons at the bottom, very bottom of the screen? There's one that was automatically added of a Bitmoji, and it's this green one kind of in the middle. See, and you click on it, and all of your Bitmojis are already there. So I really like that, because you can text people using your Bitmoji automatically after you've downloaded the app. So let's say I want to do this one and just send it. So really easy. So there it is. This is how I create my Bitmoji classroom using the app Bitmoji and the app Procreate on my iPad and using an Apple Pencil. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me, and I will answer more questions if you are interested at all in this setup. All right, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.